Hello, this is Breadboy. Today we're going to be taking a look at a replay that was sent in by SANIC Fast HOG. He's doing a 1v1s game, and it looks like further into the game he came back a bit, and then it was a pretty close game from the looks of it. And then on Discord he said that he was looking for advice on positioning, as well as some advice on how he was curious how his his gameplay changed throughout. As we can see here, that his gameplay, it looks like it did change throughout since he had some goals. So let's have a look and see how it went. I think that here, just my assumption, at like a controller disconnect or something like that, since the player stopped moving. This kickoff here, I just want to kind of put it in slow motion. Oops, wrong one. So, put like 5% here. I know that you mainly wanted some advice on your positioning, but I just want to cover like a few things throughout the video because I think they're pretty important. So on this kickoff here, you rolled left, which is why you lost the kickoff to the enemy here. If you rolled right, it would have been more of an equal touch. I just want to mention that here. That's a good touch there. And a good goal. So right here, if you want to stay for these kinds of hits, you have to be a bit faster than them. So I'd recommend here just going back and stealing that middle boost from him, since you just took his corner. It's much safer than trying to contest a shot like this when you're in a situation where you could be a little late to the ball. So we're going to take a look at this kickoff as well. So try to watch your enemy and where he goes in his kickoffs. If you anticipate where he is and where he's going to roll his car, you can roll the opposite way to cancel it out. So here, you can see he was rolling his car to the left. It looks like you rolled it to your right, which was basically the same way he was rolling, which caused it to move opposite of you, which caused him to get possession here. Luckily, you were able to block that shot. So right here, you didn't need to be moving up as much here. From your position, you can see that the new champ 1 is going to make it to the ball before you. And then, let's see here. So as you can see here, enemy is moving in this general direction. So from your view, it looks like he's either going to hit the ball up or to the wall. If it's up, you have a chance to follow up in the air. If he pops it, it's going to go that way, and then you can follow up straight and try to aerial it in. Or generally, if he goes to the left, you can follow from the left instead of making the risky jump shot that was here. And in addition, if the enemy is going this direction in general, it gives you quite a large amount of time to make the shot after he just goes and hits it. And then, yeah, just if I continue it here, it's just a risky shot here, because if this bounces back really hard, which it bounced back fairly hard, if he had followed up right away, it could have been a very risky and potential goal. So let's continue on. Alright, so at 123, I just want to point out here that the spot you want to go for after hitting it is either right as soon as the ball is in front of you on the wall here. Let's wait to go back on there. So like right here, or like a little higher than that actually. Just a little higher than where your car is here. You want to either double jump to hit it forward to clear, or jump once and roll, or have your second roll be diagonal to try to hit a bit more to the right. Or the other spot you want to take care of this is right here. Instead of kind of rolling up the wall, you want to jump and do a flick to the right to kind of hit it diagonal away from your goal and in front of you. So after a kickoff like this, you want to go straight for that middle boost on your left side, since the enemy is already closer to the ball. Don't bother trying to go anywhere near him for it. Just go for the, you did go for the middle boost, but just try to go for it right away. So after you hit it to your side here, let it roll the rest of the way. So instead of going for it here, just let it roll the rest of the way to your side. It's much easier to take the ball from your side when you have control of it. When you hit it towards him, it gives him a chance to contest it. If you just let it roll to your side, he wouldn't have had any chance to contest. And then you could have created some sort of strategy from your side to move it up to his goal. I think that your positioning was fine in this situation. I just put that up to being really a mechanical error, if anything. That was a good kickoff you had there, but you don't want to take something like this into the air. When you take the ball into the air in ones, it can put you in a very vulnerable position. There are some situations where it's okay to take the ball in the air, but this is not one of them for sure. I think it would have been better if you tapped the ball and then went for the 100% boost canister to continue with a dribble play. I think your controller disconnects here again like it did in the beginning. Or something like that. So try to keep your eye on your opponent here. You didn't have visual on them since he went for that shot, and then you just saw him there again when he went for the save. Go back to 259. Also here, when you hit the ball off the wall, had you known your opponent was far away from you, you could have known you had time to replenish your boost from the canister to your right. So right here, looks like you capitalize on a opponent misplay. So good job. So there's there's really two ways to kind of go about this here. If you're going to hit it from the wall and hope for a bounce, like it looked like you were in this position, you have to be prepared and decisive when going for that shot so you can beat him to the ball. Excuse me. Alternatively, you can try to set up a dribble shot, which would keep the ball in your position, which would be what I would prefer. So from here, not just wait for you to get back in position here. So instead of just boosting right away to it, you can kind of take it from the left side of your car and just kind of take it a bit slower. So let's have a closer look. Yeah, so if you were to just go left, I think that would be much more beneficial. Also, you can see that the enemy is facing towards his goal here, or a little bit further back. So if you were to take the ball slowly and try to begin carrying it, you can set up a potential shot that way. Only try to go for shots where the ball's bouncing if you're only go for the shots that are like a dribble in this situation if you're confident in your dribbling skills. In spots like this, just try to not to panic. So in this spot here, just try not to rush the ball. Let it bounce once and keep making it bounce. I have two examples to kind of show you. So here, you bounced it once and then just kind of rush towards it. Whereas I think kind of like the best way to go at this would be do something along the lines of this here, like bouncing it slowly, but bounce it a few times to try to throw your opponent off. That's an easier example of how to do this. The more effective way, instead of hitting it straight over them, would be to try to flick it diagonally, like shown in this position. But this, again, all depends on your dribbling skills. If you feel like you need to brush up on dribbling, just the best way I feel to do it is just practice dribbling in free play, just keeping the ball on top of your car, bouncing it and whatnot. So let's continue on. It's like, let's try to look at this from the enemy's point of view. Looks like he didn't cut hard enough and he capitalized on it, so good. Looks like your enemy wasn't prepared for you to pop it in the way you did there, so we can take a look at that from his point of view. Yeah, he jumped way too late and wasn't expecting you to pop it like that. Let's take a look at this again. It's just a good kickoff to the side. One thing I'm already noticing different in your play now as opposed to the beginning is your kickoffs are much better. Now this reminds me back to the beginning of the game where you had that situation on the wall. Rather than going up on the wall here, I think it'd be much better for you to stay on the green rather than go up on the wall, since I believe the ball even just slightly hits you here, making the ball even more difficult to clear. I think that hit you about that situation there. Let's see. Can I continue on? This was a good attempt on your part. He was just barely ready for the block from the looks of it. Go back to this. After your attempted shot here, don't jump to go back to this. Just use your boost. Just kind of tap it to get back to it. I believe your enemy is pretty far behind you. Yeah. So when you did that and overshot it a bit, you gave him an opportunity, especially after the miss, to follow up. Had he followed this up correctly and went to dribble it to the goal, like it appeared he was trying to do here, it would have been another goal on your side. So try not to, again, panic and just take your time with trying to get stuff back in your possession. Don't play like too aggressive. So let's go back and go to your perspective. Let's go to 55 here. So about like right here, you should pay attention and notice that the enemy is pointing about this direction here and is really decommitted to the play. So just try to pay attention to your enemy and realize when they're not being part of the play and just going back to the goal. So in this situation, don't rush up to the ball and try to aerial it. Take your time, let it drop, and keep it in your possession. You can try to dribble plays are much safer, I believe, in 1v1s, and I feel like practicing dribbling and practicing, hitting those wall clears that you were having issues with earlier will really benefit you. In addition, try to make sure to not slack in looking at where the enemy is going in their kickoffs. Like I said earlier, one thing I noticed was a lot more of your kickoffs were doing well in the beginning or in the middle of the game rather than in the beginning. So knowing where your enemy is going to roll his car when you're doing kickoffs will really help you in trying to get more of a equalized or more in your favor kickoff. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me on the Discord, and then have a great day.